Hey guys, welcome to our football channel, Football Fantasy, and we are back after a very long time. Actually, Man United players had forfeited last season, so we also decided to forfeit this season. And but yes, jokes apart, it's going to be an interesting transfer window. Some of the interesting deals have been done so far, and looks to be more and more interesting, exciting as the window progresses. And we will get to see more incomings and outgoings in every club. So joining me today is my buddy Prashant. How are you, Prashant?
I'm good. How are you doing today, Divya?
All good, all good, all good. Tell me, how excited are you with this transfer window? How excited are you with United's latest activity, the acquisition, players linked to United? How excited are you with this season and with this signing of Eric Ten Hag?
Yeah, so looking at the way Eric Ten Hag has done in preseason, obviously these are just friendlies, but it is exciting because he has a very good vibe about him. He has a very Pep Guardiola-ish feel about him as well. Obviously, he has a connection, like he has literally worked with him. So his game style and everything is well known. And I was always hoping that we would get Ten Hag over Pochettino. So now that we have him,
Yeah.
that is one thing that we can definitely be positive about it. And even the transfers so far are pretty all right. Not the greatest,
Mm.
but they're all right.
Yeah, yeah. And then talking about Man United, we're going today's agenda are Ronaldo outgoing. It's linked to Atletico Madrid, and it's happening since almost a month. Earlier linked to Chelsea and Bayern, and then news broke out of Barcelona, and now the recent update of Atletico Madrid. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Jules Kounde interesting saga. The battle between Barcelona and Chelsea. Barcelona looking to hijack Chelsea's move for Kounde, and then of course, when you talk about Barcelona, you need to talk about Frankie De Jong and Manchester United. We're going to discuss about that, and last but not the least, West Ham's latest transfer target, Gianluca Scamacca. I even can't pronounce his name. That's how tongue twister it is. But yes, we're going to discuss about him as well. Do make sure to subscribe to our channel, smash a like on the video if you like this video, and let's begin, Prashant. So first of all, I'm going to ask you about this Ronaldo situation. Seems that he doesn't want to play for Man United because he feels that they lack ambition. He wants to win trophies. He's 37. He's got very few years left within his career, and he wants to play top level football. Can't disagree with
Mm.
the lad. He wants to play in the Champions League. United are out of the Champions League, and last season we were dreadful. So yes, but it came as a bit shocking to me. I thought he will do that at the end of the last season, and he will come out and say that, not directly, but tell to the club that he wants to leave United. But that didn't happen, and it actually happened, 3, 4 weeks back. So which was quite a bit shocking. But what do you think? Do you think Ronaldo will stay, or the latest, link to Atletico Madrid, will that happen?
Well, if you look at the way his links have gone on, right? Firstly, initially, of course, we had the link with Chelsea, which was denied. Like basically, Chelsea rejected the opportunity to sign him. Then there was Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich may have thought of him as a potential replacement for the outgoing Robert Lewandowski. That didn't work out. That did not
Hmm.
materialize. They have Sadio Mane, so they are pretty happy with that. And PSG was also would have been an option some time ago, but then again, there they have Luis Campos at the helm. So he is
Correct,
now
correct.
looking at
He wants young players.
he wants younger players. He's looking to build the side more in the mold of the Monaco and Lille sides, which he had earlier.
Hmm.
And these will be similar, but these sides will not break apart like those Lille and Monaco sides because they are
Correct.
already at PSG. So so that will be the difference. And um, so I don't think that Ronaldo has. I mean, when the season ended last year, right? I don't think he initially was very eager to leave. Obviously, the Champions League, the failure to be in the Champions League is too important for him. However, he did actually take time before coming out and saying that I'm going out simply because of the fact that uh, he wanted to see how United are doing in the transfer window. And I think after looking and judging how they are doing under the new manager, how they are dealing
Hmm.
with the signings, that's when he decided that yeah, I am, I want quits because I think that's where he decided that okay, I don't really see enough progress here, and I am short on time myself. So that's when he decided that okay, he will leave. Now it's an interesting thing here that he is being linked with Atletico Madrid out of all teams. There was an initial link with Barcelona, and now there is a link with Atletico. So this has a very similar vibe to the
Yeah,
saga that he had last season, where he
correct.
was almost
Linked
90%. He
to
was said to be
Man
ninety
City.
percent.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah,
correct,
90% confirmed to be joining Man City, and in the end, United swooped in for him.
correct.
And that was so. Now I don't know. Obviously, we have never had too many confirmations as to how far that really went. But
Hmm.
if I am correct, he's basically trying to lure Real Madrid into doing it. That might be a possibility. But
Correct.
Madrid don't need him. I don't think Madrid
Yeah, and
will
an
go for
interesting
him
comment
again.
here from Tejas. He said that Chelsea didn't
Mhm.
reject it. In fact, Tuchel acknowledged trying to get both Ake and Ronaldo. We don't want him to join a rival in Chelsea, so that move didn't materialize. That might be true, you know. The Tuchel did
Yeah.
say that he needs a number nine, but right now the priority is a
Hmm.
centre back and maybe a midfielder, and then they will go for a number nine. So don't rule that out. But yes, I don't think United will approve that move, going to a direct
Yeah.
rival, and they don't want Ronaldo to score against us in the Premier League. So that move looks to be difficult. But yes, Atletico Madrid is very much on cards because Duncan Castles, as you know, is very close to Jorge Mendes. No, Duncan
Yeah.
Castles is not all that reliable, but when it comes to Jorge Mendes' client, he's always on the money, and most of the times he's always right. In fact, he was the one who broke out the Ronaldo exit rumors. I think it happened a month and a half back, and Duncan Castles was the first one to report it. So he's always right when it comes to Jorge Mendes' client. So yes, Atletico Madrid looks to be very much happening because they need a striker. Suarez is gone, and Griezmann isn't doing all that well. He's on huge wages. So if they are able to get off Griezmann from their wage bill, I'm sure they will look to sign Ronaldo. Now I'm still not convinced that Man United board will look to let Ronaldo go because uh, they planned the season with him. Ten Hag wants him, and if he looks to move out of the club, United will need to sign another forward, which looks to be very difficult because there aren't many available in the market. What do you think? Do you think we may be able to get another forward if Ronaldo leaves? Because mm, Haaland's gone, Darwin Núñez is one we were looking to sign. He's gone to Liverpool. Dybala has gone to Roma. Didn't think that he
Roma.
was much of a good striker, but then we were very less an option. Jonathan David might be one of them, but I'm still not convinced he's ready for Premier League. Do you think we'll sign another striker or will play Rashford or Martial up there and rotate between the other young strikers?
I think if it does come to the fact that Ronaldo does leave
Hmm.
United, it would be uh, yeah, okay. So let me just also answer Tejas's comment here. A swap with either Griezmann and Felix. That might
Very
materialize. I
difficult.
don't
Very
know.
difficult.
I- if maybe firstly, let me just clear answer that. So if we get Griezmann, if I don't think he will suit Ten Hag's style. I have
Correct. Yeah.
my doubts over that. Wow, Felix maybe, but I don't think Atletico will be willing to let him go off. They are
Correct.
only willing to
Nothing
let
less than 100
Griezmann go
million
off.
because they paid I think 120 million for Felix. So
120
I
million
think
for
they
him.
will at least
Right.
want 100 million. So a direct swap is
Hmm.
ruled out. I would love Joao Felix,
Ruled out.
brilliant player, would definitely suit
Yeah.
Ten Hag style. But again, very
Yeah.
difficult deal
Exactly.
to be done.
Very difficult to see that happening. And similarly, just responding to the earlier comment about Chelsea as well. Uh, I mean, what I have heard is, like from the sources that I have read, is that they had the new owner Todd Gurley. He wanted to sign Ronaldo as a marquee signing as well. They wanted to make a statement, but the thing with Ronaldo is it has been for the past at least 3 seasons is that he tends to get managers sacked. Yes. Uh, so
Yeah, yeah.
like when he
I
was at
know.
Juventus, he got Massimo Allegri sacked like in his first spell.
Yeah.
He even got
Then Maurizio
Maurizio
Sarri
Sarri
got sacked.
sacked, right? He came to United, he got Solskjaer sacked. So not that does not necessarily mean that he's a bad player, but then he is
Yeah.
no longer as flexible to the systems that most managers will play. He would need um, he actually requires a side which is built around him. It's more
Correct.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, if and this is with all due respect to Ronaldo, but right now, if you say that in the Premier League, which side would actually suit him, it would be more like I would say maybe a side like maybe West Ham or Burnley or Newcastle, where which are more pointed towards him, more
Correct.
pivoted with a striker, where the striker is everything. So that is
Even with Chelsea, I think
what
Chelsea play
suits him.
high intensity, high pressing game. Tuchel
Mm.
plays a high pressing game,
Exactly,
and we all know Ronaldo is not able to press that much. He tries, but I don't think
exactly,
he wants to waste his energy. So he's someone who wants to be the main focal point. And
right.
but yeah, West Ham, Burnley, he will never play for that club. So I think
He
Atletico
will
Madrid move
never
suits
play for
him.
them.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
Atletico Madrid move will suit him rightly because they play a counter-attacking style of football. They defend in
right,
numbers.
exactly.
So and yeah, so that looks to be a
So
more
he's
suitable
like
move. Yeah,
exactly. So their style at his age, the style of Atletico will actually suit him. And
correct.
Simeone is like known for the long ball. Like uh, they,
Exactly. Yes,
there
yes.
was a time when they were Atletico were called as the Leicester City of Spain. uh, there was like when they were both in the Champions League, because the season when Leicester won the Premier League, they also had a direct style of playing, and Simeone also has that. So yeah, Atletico will suit him. Now coming back to your question about whether or not we will be able to sign a replacement if someone like him does leave, my answer to that is no. I mean, looking at the way United have been struggling so far, um, I don't think they will let him go. United will try and hold on to him as much as possible, simply because of the fact that he has so much commercial value for United. So that's
Mhm.
not going to be easy for him. But if they do, I don't foresee United signing someone else. Like even right now, without Ronaldo, we only have three major strikers. Uh, we have Marcel, Sancho, and Rashford. But in the long run, during the season, if something happens to them and if they cannot play, who do we have? We have players like Elanga, Chang, and those players. They are not even the finished material yet, and yet they will be used this season because we don't have too many players as backup. So the answer to your question, if Ronaldo does leave, will we get a replacement in time? Definitely not. Not United.
Yeah, yeah. Very difficult for us to get strikers. Not just that we don't have options, plus we're very slow to, react in the transfer window. We're willing to Anthony. Again, Ajax priced us out. 80 million is something they want. I'm not sure that will materialize as well. Now, moving from Ronaldo, there's an interesting saga going on, And I thought Jules Kounde was going to Chelsea until Friday night. But then when I woke up on Saturday morning and got on Twitter, I saw Barcelona trying to hijack the move. Now, what I've been told is Barcelona trying to activate the third financial lever, and when they do that, they'll be able to sign Jules Kounde. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. Club like Barcelona, who's in huge debt and were struggling to keep hold of players due to wages. They lost Messi, but then again, now they are signing players left, right, center. Lewandowski, Rafinha. They gave Dembele a new contract, and things are looking bright for Barcelona. But I'm not sure. So let's not talk about Barcelona's financial lever. We'll do another video on that. Where do you think Jules Kounde will land up? Because Chelsea were in him since last season. I remember they wanted him last season, but somehow that move didn't materialize, and now they have come back for him this season. But suddenly Barcelona have hijacked it. So what do you think? Where will he end up going?
Well, Chelsea, Chelsea have indeed been up, like they've been looking at him since a long time. But my understanding is that if any player who is in Spain, like not for non-English players, they always prefer to go to Barcelona over any English club like Chelsea or Man United or even Liverpool or City, because Barcelona still has that prestige, they have that history, and even the culture is more or less similar for them. I'm talking about the non-English players. Okay, so for any non-English player, if the Barca bid is real, if the Barca interest is actually uh, concrete, then I think Jules Kounde would prefer a move to Barcelona. It would be within the same league, so that would be a that would be something that he would already be familiar with. And
Yeah, yeah.
second thing that I would just like to add something. A lot of people I'm coming across are very excited about the Barcelona signing. I am as well. In fact, I actually got a Barcelona jersey just yesterday. The latest
Prashant, just
Barcelona.
a minute before you go ahead. I wanted to answer Seth's comment. Seth has put an interesting comment there. Tuchel rejected the proposal for Ronaldo as he may slow the free flowing attack he intends to apply next season. Now,
Yeah.
yes, we are off Ronaldo topic, but do you think that's true?
Yes, exactly. That's what I have also read. The reports that I have read state that like Boli was all in for Ronaldo. He was he was convinced that okay, I am now the new man here. If you see how Boli has operated, he has now become like the director, transfer negotiator, everything. He has taken over all of those things. So he was very eager to get Ronaldo simply because of the financial impact, social media
Mhm.
impact, engagement that
Mhm.
he brings in, and that would be like a marquee signing, obviously a statement signing. He was very keen on
Correct.
it, but uh, what I've heard is that he's the man who ultimately gives all the power to his manager. So he has given all the power to Thomas Tuchel, and Tuchel said that I like him, but I cannot sign him because of the fact that he will not suit my style of play, and it's
Exactly.
understandable. To be very honest, uh, at Chelsea, I don't know which striker is suitable for them because there are so many strikers over the years now. I don't remember
Yeah.
the last time decent striker. I think since Diego Costa, they have not had a decent striker. So
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Chelsea has this reputation in itself of being a like a death place for strikers where they just come and end their careers. They're gone. So uh, how it would have been for Ronaldo over there. But yeah, my opinion is that I agree with Steph's statement there that Tuchel did reject the option to sign him. Coming back to the Barcelona thing, which I was talking about,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm coming across a lot of people who are excited about the side that Barcelona are building, and I am too. And specifically now that they have Xavi in charge there, the kind of game they will play will be very interesting. It will be closer to the Tiki Taka brand which they played under Pep. Maybe not exactly the same, but uh, yeah, yes, sir. Drogba and Costa type of players exactly. They have not had
Yeah.
this Costa, if I'm correct. Even last season and even the season when they won the Champions League, they had Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, but Timo Werner has not been performing as a striker, and Kai Havertz has been more of a false nine. So, uh, and the other option they had, I believe, was Christian Pulisic. Even he hasn't played, right? So, yeah, again I agree with that statement. So uh, my question with Barcelona is that though they are signing players, they still don't have. Uh, if you look at their front line, they have Aubameyang and Lewandowski. Both are in their 30s. That's the only thing where I am a little bit skeptical because of their age. Will they be actually able to adjust to the style that Javi wants? Lewandowski,
Yeah.
obviously, there's no questions about his, his potency. Same with Aubameyang. In fact, if you remember, Aubameyang and Lewandowski at one time, they were two of the best strikers in the Bundesliga. So they're kind of a dream team in that sense. But they're both in their 30s. So my only doubt is how they will now fit in to this new style that Xavi would play. Aubameyang did all right last season, but again, he is also getting
Mhm.
older. He is a perfect poacher,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
are the only thing that Xavi requires. So that's where I have my question. And yes, let's see where the Jules Kounde thing ends up. That is another interesting saga.
And an interesting update, as we speak, it is from a reliable, Spanish media, specifically based in Barcelona, Diario Sport. And what they are saying is Barcelona have agreed personal terms with Jules Kounde on a contract until June 2026. His signing is getting closer. Now, to be honest, I don't trust Barcelona, outlets because they are paid by the local by the board members, and it's nothing new. Even Manchester United have Manchester Evening News, paid by them. So we all know Manchester Evening News. If United want to get something out in the media, they do it through Manchester Evening News. Similarly, Barcelona have their paid outlets. You can't say directly paid outlets, but yes, they are people they know and the media they trust, so they will leak stuff through them. So yes, but yes, Barcelona is looking very confident to sign Jules Kounde, and initially, I thought he will go to Chelsea. What a partnership that would be between him, Koulibaly, and Thiago Silva. Three brilliant defenders, but it's another setback for Chelsea. Of course, they do have an option of personal Kimpembe and the Villarreal centre back Pau Torres, but I think Kunde was on the number one target. They have wanted him since last summer. So it's a big setback. We still hope to see. I think by tomorrow this Kunde thing will be sorted, and will be he should be going to either Barcelona or Spain or Chelsea. So wherever he goes, we'll get to know tomorrow. So speaking about Barcelona, Prashant, a very interesting player, who's been linked to United since last 2 or 3 months, Frankie De Jong. And I'm tired of this saga, listening to reporters say different things. Where are you currently on this, Frankie De Jong situation? And before you answer my question, Venkatesh says, "Hi, I'm new to chess channel. Welcome, Venkatesh. Thank you very much for coming on this channel, and do let us know your questions. We'll be happy to answer." Yes, Prashant, tell me where do you stand on this Frankie De Jong situation? I love De Jong as a player. I want him at United, but this saga is never ending.
Yes. So while I would also love for him to come to United, and again, he has that connection with Ten, so it makes perfect sense uh, for us to be linked with him. But the more this saga actually drags on, the more I am getting nervous because it is the more it becomes like those previous windows where we have been linked with Arturo Vidal, then we have been linked with Wesley Snyder. Uh, there was a season where we were linked with Mora. So the more, yeah, never ending saga, exactly. So it's getting on that, it's getting close to that. But hopefully, if the way things are with Frankie De Jong right now, because he has been played as a centre back by Xavi, so
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he
absolutely. He did play a centre back last game against Real Madrid yesterday.
if that's where he wants to continue his career, he would remain there. Maybe it might also be the fact that maybe it's just a friendly. Who knows? But the obviously the major blocking factor there is the fact that Barcelona owes wages to Frankie De Jong, and whether or not they want to pay it. And that is where a lot of things are surprising. Like they are signing players left, right, and center, as we both discussed. A lot of Barcelona fanboys are already telling me that yeah, we will win the Champions League this season. They have already boldly claimed that they will win the Champions League this season. So that's surprising. That's rich coming from them, specifically because they can still not clear out his wages. And they are still say, and they when I ask them about whether or not he should join United, they're like, we would rather have him here playing with us in the Champions League rather than playing with you in the Europa League. Now that's a decent comeback. I mean, it's a logical answer, but then if he is not going to play regularly, if he is going to play as a centre back, is it something that's suitable for him? He has a World Cup coming in December.
Yeah,
And I know how we all know how Van Gaal is, right? So
yeah,
will
absolutely.
Van pick up as a centre? I doubt that. I doubt something like that would happen. So okay, Tejas, your comment is for that they need to register those players and that they need to offload FDJ. Exactly. So
Very true,
that's the
very
point.
true. Absolutely on the money.
He needs to be offloaded for them to register. Okay, they have signed him, but will they be able to register him with La Liga? I'm not sure. Uh, they have these financial levers which have been activated. They have sold these digital rights and media rights and so on. So that has given them some money, but I'm not sure if that is enough for them to be able to register these players. So that's like a very interesting saga there. Now United should not actually be held captive here, and that's the sad part. Like if United just remain, they just remain waiting for him, they'll not be able to focus on other signings. He still need
Correct.
another backup. Now, Yuri Telemans is someone that has been spoken about. He would also be all right. I don't know how much
25
he
million
would be.
available for 20, 25 million.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he will be suitable for Ten Hag style. I don't know. I mean, we have not seen him play in such a style, but at Leicester he has done well. Uh, the thing about Yuri Telemans is like he has those Dimitri Payet kind of free kicks. That's what he has become very
Yeah.
popular for. At least maybe if we play teams like Burnley and so on who are playing with a low block, we can just call. I mean, we can depend on him to just shoot one of those from the long range. So yeah, okay. So what stage of saying they would get 30 million in wages after Frankie De Jong, so that will help them register the player. Levers can only finance the transfer. Okay, all right. So
I think the
thank you so
levers can also help them relieve the debt. From that's
yeah.
what this financial lever thing is very confusing. I think Prashant is someone who is looking to deep dive in it, and we'll do another video on that. But from what I've heard is that will help them to relieve the debt, and maybe
Mm,
then if they activate the third financial lever with all these players, they can still play Frankie De Jong. But the question is, does Frankie De Jong want to play centre back? And yes, keep in mind if Barcelona end up signing Jules Kounde, so another position to fight for Frankie de Jong. They've already in the midfield they're packed. They have Gavi, they have Pedri, Nico, Busquets. They signed Frank Kessie, who's going to play regularly. So who do they? And Frankie de Jong looks like a sixth choice midfielder. So I think eventually, to wind this up, eventually this will happen. He will come to United, and United up the fee from 65 to 75 million, the upfront fee, and the 10 million in add-ons. I think the deal is there, and it's a matter of the way those unpaid wages, whether Barcelona will be able to pay those 17 millions, if and when, or if Frankie De Jong and his agent come to a settlement with Barcelona. So we'll have to wait and watch. But I think this will drag down towards the end of the window, and eventually Frankie De Jong will end up becoming United player. Now, before we move on to the another topic, Tejas says would get Tillmans plus Neves if we don't get Frankie de Jong. But yeah, Tejas, the problem is, at the beginning of the transfer window, Wolves came out and said that Neves is worth 80 to 100 million. He's a brilliant player. I genuinely like Ruben Neves. When the transfer window began, I wanted Ruben Neves and East Bissouma of Brighton to join United. But then you can't play 100 million for Neves. Brilliant player, but not worth 100 million. I don't think even Declan Rice is worth 100 million. So let's see if we somehow don't end up signing Frankie De Jong. We will move up to another targets, and I think Fabrizio Romano did say that Tielemans and Neves are on United's list. The question is if we can get one or we can get both. That would be an interesting point. I think we'll only get one midfielder and we'll get another forward. That's what my point is. So moving on, Prabhat
and
Kohli says, how will
okay.
Anthony fit into our system? Anthony is
He's
more of a left-footed right winger who is someone who comes inside, cuts in, takes a shot, puts in the cross. He can play really well, and we only have three first team attackers: Rashford, Sancho, and Martial. Alanga is not yet established himself. So I think Anthony fits very well. A rotation may with either Sancho or Rashford. Anyone picks up injury. So, but again, that looks very far-fetched because Ajax want 80 million. United, I don't think will be willing to spend some more than 50 million. So the question is, will be able to get Anthony? If we are able to get Anthony, I'm sure Ten Hag knows him very well. He'll be able to adapt him to the new system. So yeah, Anthony will be a brilliant signing, and I think shouldn't be a problem getting him fit for our system because he already played for Ten Hag at Ajax, so shouldn't be a problem. William Venkatesh says Brandon Williams to Brighton for 15 million. Yes, yes, I did hear that 15 million is a good deal, and if we are able to send Brandon Williams to Brighton and get 15 million, and then Eric Bay for another 10 million, we can get around 25 million, which is a big amount, and that will help us sign another forward.
yeah,
Tejas
and
says, yeah, go on, Prashant.
okay. Just before we answer Tejas's comment, I just wanted to come back to the Frankie De Jong saga for a bit. Uh, what there have been suggested by other some United fans that uh, what Ten Hag might do is because, and we also know how United have been functioning in the transfer market of late. So there have been rumors that Ten Hag might look to develop a CDM from the internal youth system, from the players he already has. There is also, of course, a possibility that Lisandro Martinez, whom we have just signed,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
could
yeah. He'll play.
the
Yeah,
so that is also an option. So I am not sure. I do hope that Frankie de Jong comes up, but I just cannot be 100% sure where United will take this. Okay, coming back to Tejas's question, right wing and Sancho would give hi Pranab. Yeah, so right wing and Sancho would give competition to Rashford.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
So he's
will.
talking about Anthony. Yeah,
Yeah, so he will be an option which we could rotate with. And again, as I have just pointed out to Divya a while ago, apart from at this point, we don't really have any other options apart from Martial,
correct,
Rashford, and
correct.
Sancho.
Yeah,
If for bit they get injured or suspended, I mean, it will happen sometime in the season.
it's a big season. It's
That
a long season. 50 games. It is bound to happen. Yeah,
so they will be unavailable at times. So who do we have for backup anyway at this point? We no longer have Greenwood, right? He's gone. He's gone for good. Then we have Anthony Elanga, who for me is not quite the finished material. He's good, but he's not quite the finished material. So in the friendlies, he has been playing academy kids like Anthony Elanga, the
Pelestri.
Jong, and yeah, Facundo Palestri. He's also a highly rated Argentine. So will he be playing them in the Premier League? I don't know. At least if we have
I
Anthony,
don't
at
think so.
least I don't know if we will sign him. And yeah, Pranav, GGMU.
Pranav has an interesting thought here. Hi Tejas, yes, Tielemans is especially very good. Problem is, he's very similar to Ericsson, probably. No, I mean, he is good with his passing range, but he is more of a number 8. Ericsson is more of a number 10 who can play behind the striker, who can play on the wings as well, but he is more likely to play as a number 10 or number 8. But Tielemans, he's got some defensive abilities within him. Not as good as Frankie de Jong and Neves, but yes, his creativity is brilliant. And as much as United would love to sign him, I don't think he's Ten Hag's first option. But yes, a really good player. Tejas says the only closest player who can play in a Frankie de Jong mold is Garner, but needs time to be developed into a top class midfielder. Yes, yes, absolutely. He played, had a really good season at Nottingham Forest last season. Was on loan and performed really well. He played as a number 6, even played as a number 8 and number 10 at times. So really good with his passing range. Remember, he started his career as centre back and then used to come from the back. We used to have those passing range. He used to be called as the next Michael Carrick. That's how highly rated James Garner was. But again, playing in the Premier League for Man United is a different ball game. So wherein you get to play week in, week out. Now, initially, I thought that United will bring in two midfielders and send Garner on loan to a Premier League club like Brighton or Southampton, where he will get regular game time because right now, the important thing is Garner needs game time. He needs to play around 30, 35 games a season. So that's very important for Garner's development. And again, I believe with a brilliant player, if he can get opportunities, he can play regularly, he will turn into a really good player. Now, Venkatesh says, I think we should also sell Tevez already 30. If we miss this year, then we won't get 15 million next year. We already have Shaw and Malasia. Alvaro Fernando is massively talented too. I think Tevez will leave. I think once they come from the toe, a lot of people will leave. Tevez, Eric Bailly, Wanzibi, and a lot of other. I think even Van Bissaka will end up leaving if we sign another right back. So yes, we will now see people going out because Ten Hag wanted to see, how they perform, how they do in the preseason, and now they will make decisions on outgoing. Now, before we go on to the Skamaka rumors, Ericsson can play as number 8, but his dependency is on passing. Tielemans can play box to box too, but isn't a number 6, so requires someone like a Neves to bring control in that midfield. Spot on, Tejas, absolutely spot on. What Tejas is saying is absolutely right. Tielemans is more of a Pogba mold player, and he will need someone next to him, a more defensive minded player. So yes, Tejas is absolutely on the money. Tillmans and Neves would be a dream signing, but that is very difficult, to happen. Before we move on to Skamaka, Prashant, what do you think will happen in our midfield? Will it just be Frankie De Jong, or towards the end of the window, we'll move in for another player around 10-15 million? Do you think that will happen?
Uh, well, towards the end of the window, as in we are already at the end of the window, are we not? Like we are almost approaching there. The season does begin within like about 2 weeks or so. So technically,
Yeah,
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 the preseason is more or less gone. So
correct.
any things which you do make, they'll have to be rushed into the team. They will not have a proper preseason. Even if it's Frankie De Jong, he will not have a proper preseason with us. So that's not exactly the most ideal way to get a player in. That being said, uh, yeah, I do have a gut feeling that Frankie De Jong will come through by the end of the transfer window. If but being a United fan, being all the things which we have experienced, I have a part of my head also keeps saying that yeah, this is another Schneider or another Arturo Vidal. Because imagine the fact that that is
Fabregas.
how long it's been. Yeah, Fabregas even. So imagine that it's been that long that we have had such a saga, and it's almost always been about a seed. So I do hope that we get him because again, even the other options that we were mentioning, like Telemans will basically bring us back into square one. Like we are again with the Pogba situation, and we'll have someone like Mac Fred over there. So we don't want that. Only thing I am hoping for is that we don't see Mac Fred this season. Okay. So yeah. Uh,
What's your opinion on future of Donny? Do you see him in double pivot as in number 10? We already have Ericsson for Bruno's backup, so Donny won't get much chance. But I think Tenak said that he will get chance. I think Romano also came out and said that Donny van de Beek will stay at least for this season. And let's see how he utilizes him because Ten Hag knows a lot about Donny van de Beek, how he plays. His best position is to play as a number 8 and then come inside the box in those dangerous areas and score goals. That's what Van de Beek is special for. He can play as a number 10, can play as a number 8. So interesting to see how he uses Donny. So with that on Donny van de Beek, I think he will stay this season. We'll have to wait and see how Ten Hag utilizes him as a number 8 or number 10 as a backup to Bruno. Only time will tell that. He didn't have a good preseason in the last game against Aston Villa. He was, not all that good. But again, we never know. He might click. So let's see how Ten Hag ends up utilizing him. Tejas says Van de Beek should be a false nine or a backup for Bruno, because that's what Ten Hag also thinks of him. He can also make those smart runs to make spaces for other players in attack. That's exactly what I was talking about. He can make space for other players, can come into the dangerous areas, score goals. False nine is difficult, but then yes, backup for Bruno sounds good. Manchester United have been respectful of Cristiano Ronaldo's circumstances with players scam grateful for the CEO. Richard Arnold has handled the situation. James Tucker, is it? Telegraph? Venkatesh? If it's James Tucker, then yes, it's absolutely correct. Respectful of with players scam grateful. Yeah. So I think if a good offer comes from Atletico Madrid and we doesn't want to stay at United, it's pointless keeping him. Let's let him leave and get another striker for 10-15 million if we are able to sign. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it will be very difficult. But then if it's pointless to keep a player who doesn't want to be here. So, unless United and Ten Hag are able to convince him to stay for the next season, I don't think he will be here. I feel that Ronaldo will end up going to Atletico Madrid or and watch out for Bayern as well. Bayern may also end up getting him. Don't listen to what Oliver Kahn and Salih Hamidic have to say because in the past they've said different things and then different things have happened. So remember the Lewandowski thing? They said that he will stay at Bayern for another season. He'll honor his contract and then he'll leave, but they end up selling him. So you never know. Tejas says, sorry if there are Ronaldo fanboys here, but I want him to leave because our attack is so fluid without him. I'm not sure if he's help. I don't think Tejas. Don't get your hopes high on the base of preseason. We've seen things happen in preseason. Preseason Pirlo was Andreas Pereira, and uh, we used to do very well in preseason, and then come to the season begins, we used to be very poor. So don't get. I can't forgive Rashford for that Chelsea game last season. The last 6 months they were abysmal, very poor, and it will take something special for them to win us over fans. Preseason is going to do nothing. They have to be consistent next season, at least till September, October. If they are able to be consistent, then yes, I start trusting them. But right now, I don't trust Marshall and Rashford. Sancho, yes, I have a lot of hope from him, but Rashford and Marshall, I still don't think they are good enough. The only good thing about this preseason is Eric Ten Hag. Apart from that, I don't, uh, grade these players. Venkatesh, according to you, who are the top
And
three
again,
players who
I would
impressed
just
the most?
add to that.
Yeah, go on, Prashant.
Yeah, I would just like to yeah, so I'll just like to add to what you just said. So Rashford and Martial have in the past shown such glimpses to us, and again, we keep forgetting that this is preseason, so it doesn't really count in the real, like in the proper season. Uh, so we have seen glimpses in the past where they have done well to begin with, and then they've
Yeah,
just faded off. Obviously, we have Ten Hag here, but uh, the problem with United has been that even if they get into a good form, they eventually get disheartened and disillusioned because of not being able to score goals where where we just keep on coming up against mid-table sides and lower table sides where which are hard to break. So once they get into that form that okay they are not able to score despite creating chance after chance, that's when they just basically fade off. So their good form fades off. So that is very crucial that for them that they score goals. So if they keep scoring, yes, the fluidity will remain. But otherwise, we need Ronaldo simply because he will have that potency up front, right? He is going to score goals. We know that. Like, and the example here is that at Ajax, he had Sebastian Haller. He was not
he never
exactly
used
in
to
his
run that
20s,
much. He
but
was not
Ten
good at
Hag,
pressing.
uh,
Aller. Yeah, yeah, I remember.
exactly. But he still ended up playing well, and he scored 4 goals in a Champions League game. So, we can still mold Ronaldo as per this system, and or rather, mold the system as per Ronaldo. That would be the more accurate statement. Okay, Venkatesh, according to you, who are the top 3 players who impressed most in under Ten Hag's system? Uh, I would say so far, I think I have seen Sancho doing well. Martial has also done well, but then
Yeah,
he is not. I mean, he has shown such in the past, but I'll only judge him once the season starts. Of course, otherwise he has been much better. Like he has not seen. He does not look to be lethargic like in the previous seasons. He has been good so far. Uh, so Sancho and Martial, and then the third I would say would be Bruno. Bruno has been very good as a creative midfielder. He seems to be a little bit back to his best somewhat. So we can be hopeful about his performances in the coming season.
for me, I think it is easily Rashford, Marshall, and Eric Bay. Eric Bay has been wonderful this season and the preseason, and he showed a lot of promises. It's very sad that his talent has not been utilized and he's been injury prone and injuries have affected him. But the preseason he looked very sharp, he looked really good, and he fits in the Ten Hag system. So Sancho, Marshall, Eric Bay for me. Tejas says that for him it is Martial, Zidane, Iqbal, and Charlie Savage. Yeah, Zidane, Iqbal, and Charlie Savage have been very impressive. Especially, I like the way Zidane Iqbal has a control over the ball in the midfield. So I really like Zidane Iqbal. But then, yes, they have a long way to go. Now, Venkatesh says, do you remember the preseason where we destroyed Madrid A teams and Barcelona too? Let's be patient and not overhype the preseason. Exactly. Our point. Yeah, preseason is just to get your confidence and
That's
get to know the players and the manager. So that's all preseason is all about. They just say, I don't rate preseason cause it's only for fitness, but the
right.
identity is there, where Ten Hag has envisioned, which was missing for a few years now. I also don't trust the players cause of the last season. So yes, we are all on the same page. We know what happened last season under Ranić, and
Exactly.
it was abysmal. A lot of people blamed Ragnick for it, but I don't think it is just Ragnick's fault. These weren't his players, and he wasn't back in the window as well. So you can't blame Ranić. The players literally gave up after that February. After we came from the international break in February, players gave up. We became worst after every game, and towards the end, we were just waiting for season to end. So again, let's hope the preseason is gets in more confident and 7th of August, we look sharp. We try to get more points. And, you know, moving on from United, the last thing we want to discuss is Gianluca Scamacca is the Italian striker, the number 9 who starts for the Italian national team as well. From Sassuolo is moving to West Ham. Brilliant striker. Now, I've not watched Scamacca too much, but from what I know is he is someone who is more of a deep lying forward, brings other players into his hold up play is brilliant. He's good, he has a very good right foot, he's good in the air, he's strong, he's a technical striker. Yes, he's not good with his movement inside the box, and he's not good with his left leg, the weaker foot. But yes, West Ham have had a brilliant striker. He didn't have the previous seasons as good as he had the last season. So again, it's a big risk. We have seen Italian strikers come to Premier League and fail. So what do you think? Will Skamaka be a good move for West Ham? 36 million is a big money. 36 million, and then with the 10% sell-on clause in the future. So do you think an Italian striker coming to Premier League, how will that go?
Well, the first thing I understand is that they have signed him because they could not sign Lingard, but they are getting a much better option actually than Lingard in Kamaka. Now, Italian strikers in the Premier League, who was the last Italian striker though? Can you remember someone? I mean, I would recall maybe
I'm
someone like
sure I'm sure
uh,
people in the comments will can let us know who was the last Italian striker to do well. I think Balotelli was the Italian striker. Mario Balotelli.
yeah. So okay, if you have Balotelli as the last, uh, uh, you know that pretty much whatever you do will be an upgrade. So uh, compared to him, yes, but I think just to the Premier League, I am, and you know, the one good thing about David Moyes, what many people have kind of underestimated about him, is the fact that he actually has worked abroad. David
Yeah.
Moyes is one of
Sociedad.
those managers who
Real
has actually
Sociedad. Yeah,
worked
yeah.
abroad.
Mm, mm.
Exactly. So he might actually be able to integrate him into the system that he's playing. And the rest is, yeah, Paulo Di Canio. Yes, that was one player. Uh,
That was
but
a long
I
time
don't
back.
think there have been too many. But again, I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. So uh, at this point, I think David Moyes will be able to integrate him into the system. But for the only challenge for most people who come from other leagues is the physicality of the Premier League. Will he be able to adjust to that? As long as the
Mm.
goal scoring talent is there, let's see how the other factors play out. I think it will be interesting to see how he does overall. But
Yeah,
I
but the
would
thing
say
is, it's
that
a big
if
money.
he is
Yeah.
as good as he is, yeah, exactly. So maybe he'll be. I mean, maybe West Ham can finish up a little higher. So United have to watch out for that.
And West Ham were looking for a number 9. They're heavily relying on Antonio, who's been brilliant, but he's not getting younger. I think 32, and they need a replacement. So yes, if with proper coaching, with proper guidance, Kamaka can be improved. He's talented, as Venkatesh rightly said. He's very talented. He's good inside the box. He can score from outside the box. I've seen that, you know. And his only issues are his movement inside the box is not good as it should be for a number 9, and his weaker foot is a problem. So really hope that David Moyes turns Kamaka into a really good striker. PSG were looking to sign him, but they were not willing to pay that amount of money. So I think they went for the other one, Hugo Etikite. These names are very tongue twisters, so you know, very difficult to pronounce. But yes, Skamaka looks to be talented if he was scouted by Lucas Ocampo, the PSG, the director of football. So guys, Prashant, that is it. The end of the show. Thank you very much, guys, especially Venkatesh and Tejas who've been on this show, commenting and letting us know their thoughts. Whoever has missed out the show can also watch it, and make sure if you to click on the like button if you like this video. Do subscribe to our channel and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think will happen to Frankie De Jong? Will Ronaldo end up staying or will he leave Manchester United? And where will Jules Kounde end up? Chelsea and Barcelona. Anything, Prashant, that you want to add up?
No, nothing at this point. Let's see what are the other strikers that we have, because you know uh, at this point, as we stand, we are supposed to have a very good season. Considering that Ronaldo stays, we have Haaland, we have Darwin Nunes, we have this Kamaka guy you were talking about, and we have our own Ronaldo at United as well. Like at least four good strikers, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it will be an interesting season. It will goes the season. Yeah,
Please do some content on FPL. Sure, sure. In the future, definitely, Tejas. Yes, we will, we will.
sure.
Thank you for your recommendation. We'll surely
All
keep
right.
in mind. Thank you, guys. It was nice, speaking to everyone and getting to know their thoughts, especially Venkatesh and Tejas. We'll see you on Wednesday. Prashant will be answering and letting us know about this Barcelona's financial situation. What are the financial levers? How do they affect Barcelona? Thank you, guys, and see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.